Welcome, everyone, to the course on programming using C, C++, and Python in a series of our engineering courses. Uh, if you have taken our courses before, we emphasize students interested in knowing the details on the words in a particular topic of their interest. To find the historical journey of those words, please visit Cambridge or similar quality websites to find out their historical journey. In this particular title, we're talking a program, C, C++, and Python as the keywords in this particular title. Okay, by just seeing the title, there may be a question in students' mind that why three languages in one course? And it's a very good question to ask. And the reason behind that is because our focus on teaching these three languages is because of number one reason, and that is their practical industrial use globally for different use cases. So that is number one. And secondly, by taking this course, you will get a very good introduction on using these three languages for your engineering needs. So what we mean by that, because the focus is to develop knowledge to program microcontrollers, microprocessors, DSPs, FPGAs, SoCs. So we will be heavily focusing on that side when we will be discussing especially C or C++, also Python, because there are such boards utilizing microcontrollers, microprocessors, and subsequent related ICs, which where you can use Python for the same purpose. Even though you can use these languages for other applications like desktop applications development or web needs, but that's not the focus in this particular course. In this particular course, our focus is more on to the firmware embedded side rather than on the GUI side, which GUI stands for graphical user interface, or the website like web technologies. No, that's not the focus. So if you are interested in going the other directions like GUI and web technologies using these languages, what we can recommend, take this course, because we are going to discuss the basics. If you opt to take this course, it will give you a firm understanding on the concept, and it's up to you to utilize those concepts for your learning onto the GUI side or the web technology side, or you can opt to carry on onto the embedded world. Okay, let's carry on. So, Quantic Field Institute is an affiliated organization with Soft Galaxy Technologies Inc. Anyone interested in knowing the details, please visit our LinkedIn profile to see what we have done and in the past, and what kind of services we can offer. Anyone wanted to, the other way to connect with us is by sending an email to info@HS stands for Humanity Serving Clouds.org or softgalaxy.hsclouds@gmail.com. One of the key sentence what we believe in as an organization, that there is no shortcut to glory. There is no quick success, quick achievement. No, you have to work hard. You have to follow the right, well-established processes in order to acquire the desired knowledge and skills, and leave the rest to the nature to make a decision on your success or failures. Okay, let's carry on. So what is the course objective is understanding the fundamentals of programming languages. So that is very important because we are assuming that you don't have any knowledge on a programming language. So we will cover the basics, what a programming language is, what are the basic principles, the fundamentals of a programming language, and you will acquire the fundamentals of using those principles by practicing programming in C, C++, and Python. And how we will cover these three languages in one go is because we will define a problem and we will achieve the solution using those three languages, and this will help us compare the difference among these three languages, how easy or difficult it is. And I think this way it will really help you learn three languages in one go at the basic level. It will not make you an expert by any means, but it will give you a firm footing of using these three languages in one go. Okay. So in this course, alongside others, but we will be using w3schools.com, a very well-known consortium and organization offering, without going to the history, when we talk about web, the history is not complete by not discussing W3C. So they do offer free education on their through their portal, w3schools.com, and in case of C, C++, or as you can see the Python, we will be practicing and using their website, and we do encourage students to go and visit these links in practicing and learning as we progress in this particular course. So when we are talking about C, so these are some of the topics, as just as highlighting here, that what we'll be covering. We'll be talking about the C syntax, the outputs, the commenting in C, variables, data types, constants, operators, and if-else, switch statements. We will discuss all these topics in detail during this particular course. Yeah, so again, this is one of the book we will be following. The reference contains the details about this book. Again, as you can see here, all the topics relating to C languages, programming languages are covered here. Compiling and running your first program. So we will be using a compiler, and we will help you, install and give you the detailed steps. How to use a compiler for your C, C++. Compiler is not the case in Python. It's an interpreter, but we will help you install the tools on your laptop, computer, so that you can program not only locally on your computer, but you can also the programming skills using C, C++, or Python online as well. So these are variable data types, arithmetic expressions, programming loops, decision making, working with arrays. What is an array? We will learn in detail. So here's the topics that we'll cover in C++. When we'll, so the key thing when we talk about C++ or any other object-oriented programming (OOP) language, we are dealing with classes. We will discuss the fundamentals of when we talk object-oriented programming, and those fundamentals, just to highlight since I see it here, are polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation. So these are the three key concepts when we talk about an object-oriented programming language. C++ is one of the object-oriented programming language. Someone will be discussing Python. So these are the topics we'll cover in detail. We'll be using different libraries like Matplotlib, machine learning. We will cover a few relating to that, but we will not be going into the database side. As I mentioned, that's not our focus. Our focus is more into using these languages for embedded systems. Okay. So this particular slide shows the use cases of C language. Okay. So as you can see, so it's an obvious question. Okay, I have learned a language where I can use it. So in case of C, the C language is utilized in designing a compiler for GUI applications, as I mentioned before. In the Unix kernel, in embedded systems, that's what our focus is. In networking devices, designing spreadsheet or numerous other applications, as I mentioned, designing an operating system. So there are so many in mobile platforms. There's so many applications. In this particular slide is only highlighting few are of the most common ones. But if I just tell you that the C language, when we talk about its use globally, is as of now, number one language in smart devices, for other industrial automation and control systems. So it's a language of choice when it comes to working with embedded systems. Okay, let's carry on. And these are the use cases for where the C++ language is utilized. Again, developing games is another topic. Web browsers, developing new languages. The C++ is used. Databases, there are so many use cases. For medical applications, there are so many use cases of using C++. But remember this, by taking this course, it will give you the basics. You will not become an expert in either of the three languages, C, C++, or Python. What we encourage you is, once you have learned the basics, okay, try to do a project. We will do a lab work in relating to conveying you the basics. But for you to become an expert, we encourage you to do projects in these languages of your liking, and do it on your own. That will give you the required confidence that you can do a work on your own. Just as an advice, if you want to pursue programming as your career using one of these languages. So these are the Python use cases. Python is currently the most famous language globally utilized, and the reason behind that is, in my opinion, is its ease of use, and that's the key reason behind using Python. As you can see, academia, medical, you name it. But it just showing some use cases: image processing, enterprise applications, 3D, CAD, audio, video, business applications, scientific and numeric, software development, console-based applications. Just highlighting only few, but currently, because of the ease of use and free nature of Python, it's heavily used globally in industry and also in academia as well. Let's carry on. So the preliminary course requirements to take this course is to have at least a decent knowledge of mathematics, and the reason behind that is because we will be learning a programming language, or a computer language, and a computer language is nothing more than understanding a logic, and mathematics is directly in relation to this particular keyword, which is logic, and that's why we highly encourage students to have a decent knowledge of mathematics, logic, and that's we encourage completion of a high school or college with a decent mathematics knowledge to perform good in this particular course. So these are the references as mentioned, w3schools.com, and this is the book we will be following. And these are not a complete list by any means. We encourage students to focus on the lectures, the slides, and ask a lot of questions in our Q&A session to be able to perform good in the midterms and finals. Okay, thank you.